All right, so I thought this one was more than appropriate because it's about camera and audio setup. I just got back from a walk and I thought, oh man, it'd be so fun to record today's video with. By the way, today is day 3 of the 28-day AI video recruiting challenge, and we're talking audio and why good audio can outweigh fancy video altogether. And so we're going to talk more about the camera and audio setup today, but it's going to be quick, I promise you. So what I did is earlier I set up a quiet space. I put the camera at eye level. I use a couple of different camera options, nothing fancy. Whether you're using your laptop and you just want to place the laptop higher, you can boost it with books, you can put it on a counter and be sitting. I like to stand, so I actually use my phone usually and then just put it on a tripod, an inexpensive tripod, and prop it up on my desk so it's eye level. Standing just gives me more confidence. I don't know, it makes me feel more comfortable, like I'm talking to somebody. Otherwise I'm slouched pretty good and in a chair, right, feet up. Okay, so the lesson. I set up that quiet space. Camera is at eye level, and you want soft light. The light coming in now is probably pretty good because it's sunlight. That's the best. And then check for framing. What your background looks like. See now how much activity is in my background. 2 very large dogs. These are my Anatolian Shepherd Great Pyrenees mix. But yeah, you want to know what you want to have a background that's not overly busy, or it's going to take away from your message. Sometimes, and we'll get into this later, but sometimes having a busy background can keep the attention longer, but it won't necessarily keep the attention on the subject that you want them to focus on. So keep that in mind. Then you record yourself. I recorded a 10-second test on my phone, and then I use CapCut to trim, and that's an app that you can use on a phone. It is free on your phone. There's obviously paid versions, and then on the desktop it's a paid version. I tend to use I use Premiere Pro on my laptop. That can be more of a more experienced level. However, everybody's learning is a little bit different. So I'm going to stick with CapCut. It's super simple on your phone, and easy, short learning curve here. But takeaway, clean sound and a simple frame will make you look more pro than terrible sound and obviously a shaky frame. That is why I did not film today's video on my walk. I'm in my car because it is so windy, you wouldn't have heard a word I said. So keep that in mind. Plus, it would have been hard to keep the phone from shaking. Yeah, for reals. All right, if that helps, I want you to save it for next time. So the next time you set up your shoot, that you are making sure that your audio and your background and lighting are on key. Now, I'm also going to focus on day 4 because tomorrow is Sunday, and I don't want to record a video on Sunday. That's God's day. So camera confidence, I think, is super important. If this one isn't necessarily hard for me because I'm more comfortable talking to the camera than I am in front of a large group of people, because, let's face it, I can always turn it off and re-record. So if you hate being on camera, here's a couple of things that you can do. Practice the 3-line opener 3 times. Make sure you smile before you do anything, and then give your name, give the role that you're hiring for, and then why they should watch. And if the why is because you're telling about the job or you're showing them the environment, then give that explanation. Otter AI is a great tool for this. So this is going to be the AI for today, is Otter AI, because it'll help with finding any filler words that you use. I use the word K and so a lot. Is another one, or another phrase at least. It's very common to use and things like that. But so, K, like, those are words that you'll find out pretty quick using Otter AI what your go-to is. So put in a few, put in a few reps, make sure that you're, you can get rid of your nerves. The more reps you put in, the better it'll come out, and then the tighter it'll be too, so it won't be such a long drug out conversation. So take, 2, 3 takes, more even, take 5 takes, and then post the best one. Have some fun with it. All right, I think my puppies are ready to rock. So they're like, we're done.